tell them check out the blog, bro. YouTube channel called MKO. It's pugilism, boxing algorithm. M stand for Marvin and Kevin's initials KO. Yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are the MKO
Pugilism boxing channel.
All things but boxing.
Exactly, indeed. And remember to like, remember to subscribe to the channel. Stay in tune with us, more content on the way to you. And today's one we're going to be talking about Josh Taylor, the King of Scotland, versus Khongsong.
Khongsong.
Like King Kong singing a song. So Khongsong, there we go.
Exactly.
Thai boxer who is going to be boxing against...
Well, by the way, when we say Thai boxer, it's not really a Muay Thai boxer.
Yeah, not as in Muay Thai.
A boxer from Thailand.
Exactly.
Yeah, because to get that.
Marcus of Queensbury Rules boxer from Thailand, going to be fighting Josh Taylor this coming weekend, this coming Saturday, 26th of September. So
promotion there.
Exactly, yeah, promotion. BT Sport, they owe me a little little money, you know what I mean, little funding and ting. So yeah, this guy, he's not a guy that like myself or Kev we know much about. I was only able to find footage of one fight on this guy. And yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, and also about Taylor, and you know what we think happens here. So, you know, seeing the footage, Kev, what were your sort of first impressions of this guy, Khongsong?
Well, at the beginning, obviously, I kind of mistaked the two guys and thought like the other guy was Khongsong.
Oh, the Japanese fighter,
and not knowing the one with the blue gloves that you said that was Khongsong. I was like, the guy with the blue gloves was using his jab. I think one thing that he was good at was using his jab, but then after using his jab, he's not really doing anything else. He's not setting it or using his jab to set up like big punches, or he wasn't moving his head after using his jab. You know, he was just using it, but he wasn't using it effectively. So so apart from his jab, I think that's probably his best punches for me was his jab. And he did feel moving around. But like after he throw his combo, he's there to be hit. Like he doesn't move his head.
Yes.
That's what I did pick up from that watching the fight. Quite statics, you know, it was quite rigid. You know, it wasn't moving his upper body much. Like it was not flexible with it. But yeah, that's what I picked up. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, yes, the same. I picked up exactly the same sort of things with. There is a lack of sort of head movement that was completely gone, completely absent. I mean, zero head movement, very static, and you wonder to yourself whether this guy actually done Thai boxing as a kid. Maybe his background is from Thai boxing, from Muay Thai, because those guys are more upright and more straight.
That makes sense.
And their body's more like straight on.
There.
Maybe that's what it is, but he. You know, from my observation, he didn't have a defense. You know, this guy was more or less, as we say in England, you know, fighting with his face, blocking punches with his face. You know, he was a guy that, you know, the guy he fought wasn't anything special or anything great. But I noticed every single time this guy threw a jab, bang, it's landing.
Yeah.
Every jab, I'm guaranteeing you, 90% of the guy's jabs that this Khongsong was fighting was landing. And I was thinking to myself, what is this? How can you, it's mad, because in boxing, you know, when you learn, like we didn't do a great thing in boxing or whatever, but like we know just from watching it and doing it, if you keep getting caught with the same shot, how can you keep getting caught with the same shot over and over and over again, the same shot, and he'd never changed a thing.
Yeah, so that's
crazy.
I should say as well. The corner man didn't tell him anything different.
Well, we didn't understand the corner man, so I don't know. Maybe the corner man did tell him something, but. This guy was making exactly the same mistakes over and over again. Because even when he was throwing his own shots, every time he was able to land, the other guy, bang, he cracks him with a counter. Or he lands, the guy steps back, bang, bang.
One thing we must say, even though it's not a good thing to say, he can take a punch.
He can take a punch, yeah.
I mean, the guy was connecting some counter shots. He was just walking through it like Ivan Drago from Rocky.
Yeah.
So yeah,
seems strong and tough.
Yeah, strong and tough,
if nothing else.
So if you can wear people down with that, but how much punches can you take to do that? I mean,
it's not
going to be good with his career. Like someone like Taylor's very accurate, very sharp, and very crispy with his punches.
Yeah.
And then he throw a lot of combos as well. It's got long arms.
Yeah, it's tall, tidy boxer.
So it's just gonna pick him apart and. One thing that he did well in that fight, he ended with a knockout. So,
that was good. Yeah, that's the good thing we can take.
With a knockout, that guy looked like he was out of it. Like his both body.
Yeah, it felt like this.
Yeah,
it was like Tim Burton, the guy what he fought. Yeah.
So maybe he's showing that he's got some punching power.
Yeah, he's got a bit of power,
so which makes him stood quite dangerous.
That's the one area in which if Taylor switches off or loses his focus or kind of takes this guy too lightly, then he could be in trouble. But I think 9 out of 10 times Taylor will eat this guy for breakfast because this he's just going to be a sitting duck. He doesn't block punches. He doesn't have a defense. He doesn't have head movement, and he just keeps getting hit with the same shots. So I mean, unless he's changed radically from what we've seen in this fight, unless he's learned how to box and he's learned head movement, defense, blocking punches, unless he's learned that stuff from between 2019 and now or whatever. It's not Jermaine Taylor. It's a Josh Taylor victory, straightforwardly for me. I mean, another thing about it that I noticed, I was looking up the rankings, and I couldn't believe that this guy Khongsong, who hasn't boxed anybody in the top 10, he hasn't competed with anyone in the top 10. He ain't beat anyone even in probably the top 15. Somehow this guy is ranked as number 1 with the IBF.
Yeah.
And that is insanity to me. I mean, the guy, he hasn't beat anyone of note at all. And you got other guys in the top 10 ranked below this guy, like Pro Gray and other guys. These are former world champions, guys who have boxed Taylor, guys who have won world titles, guys who have actually fought, someone with a pulse and fought at world level. And somehow this guy who's fought no one, he's ranked above the lot of them.
Yeah,
this is crazy. I think those IBF rankings are they're crazy to me.
It just doesn't make sense. I guess sometimes they just want to give people belt.
Well, they want to validate the fight, innit? Because
this will make like Taylor looks good as well. And
I'd be the number 1. I mean, I'm sure Taylor and all the promotional team, they're under no illusions that this guy, he doesn't belong in the same ring as Taylor.
We can say similar stuff with like Charles Martin and Anthony Joshua.
Well, he won the belt on an injury, so I suppose it is. I mean, this guy doesn't have a belt at least, but it's that same sort of thing of who validates these guys who
he has a championship belt in his hand and how did he even get that? Obviously, on an injury.
The other guy injured his.
But anyone that didn't know that would feel like, wow, this is like a champion.
Yeah, he's a champion. He's gonna do the business. He's gonna walk the earth like a god.
Ranking this guy as number 1. Even sometimes number 1 might even be more than having a belt because you're number 1 of that division.
Yeah. So, it's bananas. It's crazy to me because you got former world champions ranked below a guy who's fought no one. And yet he's above all of them. That is crazy. I think
there must be politics or something.
It is politics, I think.
There must be something behind it that we.
Because I don't think he's ranked in any other governing body. I was looking at
the IBF thing.
It's crazy, but anyway, guys, that's going to be the fight. We're on Taylor's side. I firmly, this is probably going to be a whitewash for Taylor. I think
a good comeback. I mean, a good fight for. But this is going to be his first fight for this year as well for Taylor.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think he's fought this year. So
I remember. So I guess it'll be a good way just to dust up the cobwebs and get back in the game. So it'll be good for him. Where's the fight going to be at?
This one, oh God, I think this is another behind closed doors fight. This is, I think it's in one of these, it's a BT sports show. So it will be in either their studios or they've done the York Hall. Yard used the York Hall, so it'll be either the York Hall, I think, or the the BT Studios, if from my recollection.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah, I think you go Taylor. I guess I go Taylor.
Yeah, I'm going Taylor all the way.
I fancy Taylor by stoppage, by the way. But yeah, until next time, guys. That's MKO Pugilism.
We out.
Over and out. See you next time.